Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today I'm going to finally show you that full flight using FSHud ATC that I promised you a while ago. So to do that we are going to fly the Fenix A320 from Los Angeles to San Francisco, which should be around about 1 hour hop along the US West Coast. Now, not a lot of talking today, let's just get right into it. Focus of this flight is obviously going to be on FSHud, so if not all the procedures in the Airbus are 100% correct, then forgive me for that. After all, FSHud, starting it up is really easy. You simply start it together with your flight simulator. It brings you right to the intro screen. You simply import your SimBrief flight, and that's already it. Now, talking about SimBrief imports, let's go ahead and do the same in the Fenix over here. There we go, Los Angeles to San Francisco, off block in 16 minutes. Let's have a quick look at our operational flight plan and see how much fuel we want to take along. Right, these voices basically the signal that the Airbus is done starting up. Okay, looking at this, weather at our destination is good. Weather at our alternate Sacramento is good as well. So I'd say we go with the standard flight on fuel here, so we take 11.2. For the European friends, we're flying on Alaska Airlines, so they've got their aircraft set to pounds, so don't be surprised if you see some higher values than what you're used to today. So 11.2 is what we're gonna take. So let's go, mass and balance should already be preset, and for the fuel we'll take 11.2. Right, load aircraft. We'll make it a fast time loading over here, as we don't want to spend endless time at the gate. I still gotta love how quickly you can do pre-flight procedure in the Airbus, really. Even though I'm sure that some of you Airbus guys are gonna say, yeah, if you'll leave like everything out, then that's no surprise. But we gotta live with what we have, right? So, database is up to date. Then let's get some data link connectivity going over here. Flight initialization request. And here we are. Then init request. Alright, we're the Alaska 307, cost index is 20, and the cruise is going to be at flight level 360. IRS init, Los Angeles looks about correct. Confirm alignment, and for the winds, let's uplink them as well. Perfect, here we are. So, let's see what kind of routing we have today. We'll plan to runway 25 right, summer 2 departure. Okay. So, 25 right, and we'll take the summer 2 departure. And we want to go to Stoked. Here it is.
Clearance Delta 2501, parking 218. Request clearance to Kilo Sierra Lima Charlie with information Delta 2501. Cleared to Kilo Sierra Lima Charlie 5 Golf Alpha Romeo Delta Yankee 4 Bravo Echo Alpha Lima Echo. Departure runway 06 left. Initial climb
FSHud you see in the background there.
Filed. Squawk 6553. Clear to Salt Lake City. Flying Golf Alpha Romeo Delta Yankee 4 Bravo Echo Alpha Lima Echo. Departure runway 06 left. Initial climb 4000. Then as filed. Squawk 6553. Delta 2501. Delta 2501. Redback correct. When ready, contact Los Angeles ground 121.4. When ready, contact Los Angeles ground 121.4. Delta 2501.
Okay, so time for some departure calculations. Let's see, Los Angeles 25 right dry. Synchronize load sheet and weather, calculate. It's so easy in the Airbus. Why can't my Boeing do that? Okay, we've only got data for the full length. So flaps 2, downtrim point 2, 68 degrees is what we have here preliminary. So 2 down 0.2, 68 degrees, and then we'll also put in our speeds 46, 46, 49. Alright. So that should be pretty much it. 3 minutes waiting for our IRSs to align. The fueling is complete, so seatbelt sign's going on. Then, let's see, we've got a company message there. Are they sending us back home already? No, they're sending us work. Okay. Well, that's a pity, but here we go. So, we've got zero fuel of 130.5. And that's with a forecast CG of 31. 31. And they're assuming, where do we have our fuel? They're assuming 11.1, we've got 11.2, so we'll put 11.2 in. Something I still don't know is why there is no alternate predictions done here. Because our alternate is in. But never mind, then we are just going to do it ourselves. Or at least we let it do for ourselves. So 2.7 is going to be the diversion fuel that we'll need for Sacramento. Okay. Alright, perfect. So that is pretty much it already. Let's start and get our clearance then.
Los Angeles clearance, Alaska 307, parking 67, request clearance to San Francisco with information, Delta. Alaska 307, cleared to San Francisco, via Summer 2, Stoke, departure, runway 25 right, initial climb 3000, then is filed, squawk 6552. Cleared to San Francisco, via Summer 2, Stoke, departure, runway 25 right, initial climb 3000, then is
Okay. So, we've got runway 25 right, summer to departure, climbing at 3,000 feet, and 6552 on the squawk. And that should be pretty much everything we need for this departure. Okay, then. Our IS seems ready as well. Just quickly gotta change those. Then we should be about ready. Boarding complete in the EFB as well, that's very good. Then, let's see if we have a final load sheet already. Well, it doesn't seem like it. No, okay, so we're waiting for the final load sheet. Well, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome aboard this Alaska Airlines flight from Los Angeles to San Francisco. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm going to be your captain today. With me on the flight deck are a lot of lovely folks out there currently watching my YouTube channel. Expected flight time today is in the region of about 50 minutes, and we expect to cruise at an altitude of 36,000 feet. I'd like to thank you for being with us, wish you a very nice day on board, and if there's anything we can do for you to make your flight more comfortable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. Thank you very much for your attention, and enjoy your trip with us. Alright, so they're basically done over here. Then we could of course prepare some charts while we're at it. Let's see if it's finally been able to remember my Navigraph credentials, but I guess probably not. Yeah, it has. Very nice. So, we definitely want some ground charts. This is what we're looking for. We'll take the day version of things as well. And then, do we have some general airport chart? Yes, we do. Perfect. And finally, we are looking for the summer departure. And here it is. So, perfect. That's about everything we need for today's departure. 3,000 feet is very low level of altitude, but we'll manage that somehow. After all, we are currently not flying an aircraft that constantly overshoots, are we? An evil soul might say, I have that planned. No worries. Alright, cool. So, time to start up our APU. Load sheet should be here momentarily. When you speak of the devil, here I am. Right, so load sheet. It's compliance with edition number 1, so not a lot to be changed here. And we have 130.3 versus 130.5. That comes with a CG of 30.5. Fuel and tanks 11.2, and that gives me a takeoff weight here of 141.1, which equals our load sheet. Alright, except that's good. Then technically speaking we wouldn't have to rerun our departure calculations, but for the sake of it, let's do it anyway. So, what do we get now? It's flaps 30, down 0.3, 68, 42, 42, 45, okay. Okay, 38 degrees unchanged, 42, 42, 45. That is quite a difference indeed. But it's still flap 2 takeoff. Okay. Well, so be it. We'll have to live with it. APU availed, so you guys can remove the ground equipment. Let's run our timer for the air conditioning. Then ground services, you can remove everything and get me a pushback tug. Alright. So with that done, let's get our checklist and then actually do something decent. Before start checklist. Cockpit preparation complete. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs on auto. ADIRS. Nav. Fuel quantity 11,200 pounds. Takeoff data set. Barrel ref 2994. Set 3 times. Before start checklist complete down to the line.
Los Angeles ground, Alaska 307, parking 67, request pushback and start up. Alaska 307, pushback and start up approved. Pushback and start up approved, Alaska 307.
Okay, we've got our pushback and startup
Los
clearance.
Angeles ground, American QQ85, gate 9er, request pushback and start up.
Then, below line please. Windows and doors.
Contact Los Angeles Tower, 120.
Closed. Beacon on. Thrust levers idle. Park and brake set. Before start checklist complete. And you can release the park and brake.
Los Angeles ground, American QQ85.
Start the pushback please. Off block 55. That's on time.
Continue taxi, via Lima.
Continue taxi, via Lima, American QQ85.
American 2285, contact Los Angeles Tower, 120.
Alright, we're beyond the line. Start engine number 2.
Contact Los Angeles Tower, 120.905, American QQ85.
Pushback, of course, is accurate as always. It's really about time that GSX comes out for MSFS. Alright, you can stop the pushback here. Brake set. And pretty good start on 2, starting 1. Oh, where is it moving us? Hello? What's going on? Do I even want to know? It said the tug is removed. I don't want to know. Okay, then we have 2 good engine starts, clear to disconnect and see you on the left hand side with a pin. Have a good day, bye bye. And gone they are. Then flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. And the rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. After start checklist. Anti-ice off. Ecom status. Checked. Pitch trim. That is pretty much unreadable. 30% set. And rudder trim 0. After start checklist complete. Then request taxi please.
Los Angeles ground, Alaska 307, request taxi. Alaska 307, taxi to holding point, runway 25 right, via Charlie 8, Charlie 1, Bravo 1. Taxi to holding point, runway 25 right, via Charlie 8, Charlie 1, Bravo 1, Alaska 307.
Okay, so Look at the chart. Charlie 8. Charlie. And we're probably going all the way over. Yeah. Charlie 1, Bravo, Bravo 1. Okay. So basically it's taxi via Charlie to the end and then Bravo. Okay. We can definitely do that. Brake released. Brake check.
Los Angeles Tower.
Oh yes, they are working.
Contact Los Angeles Tower 120.905 3313.
Okay, clear on the left. And we go one further into... No, we are going to the left here. This is Charlie already. Okay, then straight ahead over here. That change in color over there just confused me a little bit. Well, happens. Okay, the left is clear, no further traffic over here. FSHud does inject you some traffic that it actually controls, but of course for performance reasons it's limited to 30 aircraft by default, and I have not changed that. So of course on an airport like Los Angeles where you have a couple hundred gates, that is gonna look rather empty. So, who drew these taxi lines? Somebody been drunk at work again? Thought we're in the States, not in Russia over here. Okay, so more or less clear the apron. Let's go ahead with the takeoff briefing then. It's gonna be a left seat takeoff on runway 25 right, flaps 2, noise abatement, departure 2, and acceleration at 1500 feet. Engine out, SID is simply taking us straight ahead out to the water, climbing at an altitude of 3000 feet, and our normal SID is basically going straight ahead as well, climbing to 3000 feet as well. Contact departure when advised by the tower. Apart from that, I don't have anything special. Takeoff speeds using flaps 2 and flags takeoff of 68 degrees are 142, 142, 145. And our clean speed is 213 knots. Any questions? Alright, then let's get back onto this taxiway over here. Okay, Charlie 2, so the next one we turn to the right. And before takeoff checklist. Flight controls, checked. Flight instruments, checked. Briefing, confirmed. Flap setting, config 2. V1 VRV2 flag temp is 424245 and flex temperature 68 degrees. ATC, set. ECAM memo, takeoff no blue. Before takeoff checklist, complete down to the line. Okay, so right, left, right. And we're clear on the right. Okay, Bravo, and then at the end to the right is Bravo 1. Perfect, that's it. No sense to accelerate here anymore. By the time the aircraft would have accelerated, you need to brake again, so we'll just take it at the 10 knots that we currently have.
Los Angeles ground 93996 heavy parking 77. Request pushback and start up.
Alright, and that's runway 25 right over here.
Alaska 307, contact Los Angeles Tower 120.905. Contact Los Angeles Tower 120.95, Alaska 307. Los Angeles Tower, Alaska 307, runway 25 right, ready for departure.
Alaska 307, line up, runway 25 right.
Line up, runway 25 right, Alaska 307.
Okay, so please confirm the readback. It's line up, runway 25 right. Okay, seat the cabin crew below the line. Come on, aircraft, get rolling. Slightly going uphill, it seems. So, we are clear on the left. And clear on the right. So, below the line, takeoff runway. 25 right confirmed. Cabin crew, seated, GCAS.
Alaska 307, wind 300 degrees at 5 knots, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff, Alaska 307.
So, GCAS, TARA, engine mode selector, normal, packs, off. Before takeoff checklist complete. So, timing. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set indications normal. .100 knots. V1, rotate. Europe, positive rate.
Alaska 307, radar contact, climate maintain 12,000.
Climate maintain 12,000, Alaska 307.
3313, climate maintain, flight level 220.
Okay, set, flaps 1.
Climate maintain, flight level 220, 3313.
And flaps up. And we are clear to 130, so we'll go into open climb.
Los Angeles Center, 3969, flight 1, departure at 2,300, climbing 5,100.
3969, radar contact.
Off the takeoff checklist.
5,100.
Continue climb, 5,100, 3969.
So that's landing gear up. Flaps retracted, packs on, altimeter. Yeah, holding at altimeters, down to the line. Not quite used to a transition altitude of 18,000 feet anymore. Very nice weather over here though. Lovely views. What else could you ask for? What else could you really ask for? This is just... that's what it has to be like when you're flying.
Radar contact. Climb and maintain 13,000.
Climb and maintain 13,000. Horizon 2022.
We're passing 100, climbing 130, 10 checks in a moment. Our belts can go off already. So nothing in the radios, active to secondary, and 360 is the optimum anti-cruise. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. So, auto thrust off. We'll go to manual thrust.
Alaska 307, climb and maintain, flight level 220, altimeter 29993.
Climb and maintain, flight level 220, Alaska 307.
Set, 220 checked. So, auto thrust on, climb thrust set. We're clear to flight level, so set standard. Passing level 128, climb level 220. And that completes the after takeoff checklist as well then. Right, well, enough hand flying, let's put the autopilot to work. In the end, the company paid a couple millions for that autopilot, so let's make it do something useful. In the meantime, we can enjoy the scenery once again. So, passing 18, so now we are officially in the flight levels. And of course we've cleared all our restrictions, so can go back to climb mode as well. By the way, is it just me, or is the flight deck inside a little bit dark? I mean, the 737 is a dark airplane already, but this is quite a bit darker. Can we do something about it with the lights? Well, not really. Guess we could put the intake and floodlights on, but not a big fan of using those on daylight conditions. And vertical speed.
Flight level 220, altimeter 2994, Alaska 307, climb and maintain, flight level 310.
Climb and maintain, flight level 310, Alaska 307.
310 checked.
Climb and maintain, flight level 220, Horizon 2.
Well, there is one solution to the dark cockpit, of course.
Radar contact, continue climb,
But
15,000.
I'd rather see something outside, as long as I can still read my displays at the moment. So, that's what I have to do for now.
Climb and maintain 17,100.
Climb and maintain 17,100, Alaska 220.
That's an interesting clearance there. 17,100.
3969, White 1, departure at 2,300, climbing 5,100.
Alaska 220, descend and maintain 16,000.
Interesting that they are constantly ignoring calls there in order to give orders to other aircraft. Right, the weather's good. We'll take the terrain display here. So, what does the weather say at our destination then? San Francisco. Winds 310 at 10. Few clouds 300 scattered 813 degrees. Okay. So, easy day of flying down there, to put it that way. Few clouds does technically not mark a cloud ceiling, but when you're unlucky, that one few cloud might be just in front of your runway, but it doesn't happen too often, so we won't be bothered with it. So, what's the computer saying? 32 miles till cruise, 125 to the top of descent, so yeah, 360 seems a very good cruise level then. But in the end, that's what SimBrief said as well. Optimal level 360. And I have to admit, I looked at flight radar just prior to the flight to see where the real guys are going. They are usually going 360 as well. It's a lovely terrain out here. Something that really fascinated me all the time on the US West Coast is you're flying over the coastal area. For example, you're going over Los Angeles, then you're going over the mountain, and on the other side you have a desert. That's incredible how big that effect of the mountains is here on the local climate on the ground. And of course on the satellite imagery quality, but I'm not going to talk about that. Well, actually it's like 10 AM local time here right now, so this is probably actually just shadows from the terrain, isn't it? Where's the sun? Can we see it? Oh, can't really see it, and technically speaking it should be on the other side as well. Anyway, we'll take it as it is. But lovely terrain here, really lovely. So I know that a good part of my channel's viewers are actually Americans. So tell me guys, when I visit the US, how much time do I have to plan to actually get to see like a bit of everything of the country? Because I've actually not been to the United States yet. Always wanted to go, but then a certain disease hit that I don't want to focus on too much in this channel. And that basically cancelled my travel plans so far.
Alaska 307, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, Alaska 307.
Okay, that's set, and 360 is checked. So that makes it 360, 1, 2 and 3 times. We can monitor 21.5 as well. Well, people are really active on the toilet today. Yeah, had it already. Very good. A little bit warm there in the cabin maybe. But it's summer. People will live through it. Those lakes over here, they must be really beautiful from what I've heard. Really want to visit one of those one day. But as said, if I visit the US and I want to really see everything of the country, then it will probably take more than my complete annual leave I have available for a whole year. I know I've probably said it in the last couple of streams that I did with the others, but I really have to say it again. When you're flying this thing, then things are just so easy, you just don't have anything to do. Well, at least as a Boeing pilot I'm saying that. I'm sure Airbus pilots are going to disagree that you don't have anything to do, but it really feels like it when you're coming from the 737.
Radar contact, climb and maintain 13,000.
Climb and maintain 13,000, Spirit Wings 462.
So in that case,
39er, climb and maintain 8,000.
do we have Angry Bird on that iPad?
39er, 69er.
Horizon 202.
Nah, doesn't seem like it. Netflix at least? No. No Netflix either. That's a disappointment. So no to the guys at Phoenix. We need Netflix. Or at least Angry Birds. I couldn't stop laughing when something like Angry Birds was actually implemented in the high-performance Group H-145 helicopter. That was great. That was just great.
Radar contact. Direct Golf Victor Oscar, climb and maintain 10,000.
Proceed direct Golf Victor Oscar, climb and maintain 10,787.
Spirit Wings 462.
Right, that's one to go.
Flight level 220, altimeter 2999.
Vertical speeds.
Climb and maintain flight level 220, Spirit Wings 462.
American 265, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310, American 265.
39er, 69er, direct L2.
Proceed direct L2.
So I noticed that sometimes FSHud just calls aircraft without an airline call sign and just with a flight number. I wonder if that's because they don't know the airline call sign, or what exactly is happening there.
Cleared Alpha VOR DME. Approach at 4,400 runway 25. Report established inbound track 3969er. 3969er. Established on inbound.
And we have All Star.
3969er. Contact Los Angeles Tower 119.8.
Contact Los Angeles Tower 119.8. 3969er. Continue climb 10,000 base 099er.
All crews. By the way, you may just have noticed in the radios that once again the controller gave several instructions to several different aircraft without waiting for the readbacks. That is definitely something you don't want to do as an air traffic controller. So I don't know, that's probably something that they still have to work on, because when an ATC does it, and they really don't do it often because they are not supposed to, but when they do it, there is actually a phraseology for that, so they have to split the two calls to make it obvious that they're calling somebody else. So then they would have to say break break in the middle of the phrases when they are actually calling two aircraft more or less in the same call. But that is usually really only done when you have something important happening. So for example, when you say something and at the same moment you notice there's an imminent collision somewhere else in your airspace. So then of course you want to sort that out immediately without waiting for the other guy to do their readback. Anyway, let's go ahead and request our destination weather here.
Maintain flight level 220.665.
5368, radar contact, maintain 10,000.
Maintain 10,000. 5368.
8665, descend and maintain 16,000, altimeter 2999.
So, weather data, San Francisco, 320 at 14, few 614 degrees 3006. Okay, we can pre-select that. And for the FMC, then we're looking at 320 at 14 degrees and 3006. So 320 at 14, we have 14 degrees and 30.06. Right, for the rest of it, let's actually start getting some charts out. So, San Francisco.
American 265, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330.
This one we need, and probably this one as well.
940, heavy radar contact, maintain 16,000.
Then Surfer for arrival.
16,940, heavy.
And finally for the approach we're looking at 28 right most likely, I guess. So we'll take the ILS 28 right chart. And that thing got a minimum here of 213. And let's do some performance calculations then. Looking at 28 right to vacate. Probably here via Tango or via Quebec. So that's 1,000 meters, then we're looking at around about 1,600 meters ish towards our target exit. So let's do some more performance over here and see what we can come up with. So San Francisco, 28 right. The runway is dry. refresh that meta, please. Now that's give me something different than we just uplinked, so I'll take the uplinked figures. 320 at 14. Come on. Here we go. 320 at 14. Temperature 14. And that's 30. What's it doing now? Oh. 3006. That is what we want. Let's see, landing fuel 6.3. We currently have 7.3, so 1000 off makes 136.6. Oh, nope. Come on. Why can I not? No. 1, 3, 6.
Flight level 360. Contact Oakland Center 121.25.
Proceed direct service. Maintain flight level 360. Contact Oakland Center 121.25. Alaska 307. Oakland Center, Alaska 307 at flight level 360.
Alaska 307. Radar contact. Maintain flight level 360.
Maintain flight level.
Alright, so we're going towards Surfer anyway already, so really not a lot there to say. And that's it. So let's see, we have basically put everything in. Why isn't it calculating anything? Weight is in, brakes, runway. No, wind is incorrect again. So 320 at 14. Thank you, and here we go. So 6,000 feet is what it says for the low auto brake and full flaps. Go flap 3, 7,090 feet. And we have been looking at yeah, around about 6,000, but it's a high-speed exit, so that looks good to me. So we're going to do, oops, oh. Landing flap 3 and landing flaps 3. Alright, and that's about it.
10,000. Maintain 10,000, speed 702.
72907, radar contact. Proceed direct Foxtrot Romeo Alpha. Maintain 10,000.
Proceed direct Foxtrot Romeo Alpha. Maintain 10,000, 72907.
So we're approaching our top of descent, and there is one thing that I'm really missing in FSHud, and that's a button to request your descent. Because in FSHud, I can only select change cruise altitude or cancel current flight. Of course I don't want to change the cruise altitude, so I want to descend. So yeah, we'll probably have to wait and see what's gonna happen. In real life, of course, I would simply say request descent now, and that's it. But for some reason, that's not how it works in FSHud. Well, it says we've got 125 miles left. That is about correct. So yeah, we'd like to go down now. We have tailwind. Well, anyway, if we can't descend now on ourselves, then we'll have to wait until FSHud gives us the descent. Airbus says decelerate. That's expected. The good news about this, however, is that the Fenix takes a little bit long to start. Or rather, that the Fenix got a bit more drag than it's actually supposed to have, so even though we are above the profile as shown as on our PFD, we are not actually above our profile if we go for an idle descent. I guess we'll get our descent clearance shortly. If we take it by the raw numbers, from 36,000 you need 108 miles to get down. Wind is more or less cross, maybe 10 knots tailwind, so make that 109 miles, plus the distance to decelerate to 200 knots, so 115 miles, something like that. In here we've got 120 miles for now, so let's see how that's actually gonna go. The decelerate is copied. It's funny, this is pretty much the opposite to what I'm used to from a European ATC, because in Europe they usually take you down like 100 miles before your top of descent, and of course it's a different point whether this is realistic or not, but in any case, it is sort of funny that it's exactly the opposite.
359 radar contact, continue climb, 13,000.
Continue climb, 13,000. 359 or 2.
So, passing SFO, we're supposed to get our arrival clearance as well now. You know, not too familiar with the way these things work in the US, but in Europe...
Arrival at ILS, approach, runway, 28 right, report when ready for descent.
There we go. And that is pretty much exactly what we want to do as well.
Expected circle fall, arrival at ILS, approach, runway, 28 right, report when ready for descent, Alaska 307.
Alright, so in the end we got our star, then let's call ready right straight away.
Alaska 307, ready for descent.
Alaska 307, descent and maintain, flight level 270, cleared reservoir, arrival.
Descend and maintain, flight level 270, cleared reservoir, arrival, Alaska 307.
Right, set, 270 checked, descend. And let's see how good or not it can actually keep up with the profile, but looking at this, we should be straight back on the profile at the waves. Let's make sure we don't actually get too close to our red line over here, just in case we get another wind gust or something. I don't want to overspeed the plane. We can give me Mach 7.9 on the descent, that should give us sufficient margin. See arrival time, 17:49. I don't believe that. That is 1749. We're gonna take most certainly more than 11 minutes for this. Not sure what the Airbus is thinking down there, but that is definitely not correct.
Expect Sierra Uniform Tango Romeo 4, arrival, Oscar Victor Oscar Mike Echo, RNAV, Zulu, approach, runway, 17 left, report when ready for descent, base 568, heavy. Center 1368, Lima Victor Kilo 3, Takeoff Chapter 1900, climbing 9000. Base 568, heavy, ready for descent.
1368, radar contact.
Okay, that's 3 to go. 3,000 feet a minute, 2 to go. 2,000 feet a minute.
Descend and maintain, 17,000, cleared
just turning my speed back here to make sure that the Airbus doesn't add any thrust. So right now I'm descending as fast as the 3-to-1 rule permits. And of course I don't want any extra energy, that's why I'm just winding the speed back. So that we are simply going to get a little bit nicer descent and that we don't add any energy into the system that we don't want to have.
Direct hotel in Papa, continue climb 10,000.561. 148, radar contact, climb and maintain 10,000. Climb and maintain 10,000.
In real life, of course, I'd just request further descent from ATC right now. There is no button to do that in FSHud, so we'll just have to wait.
Alaska 307, descend and maintain, flight level 190.
There we go.
Maintain, flight level 190, Alaska 307.
So, what's the path saying? 5,000 feet high. More drag, that's understood. What do we have to have at waves? 190. He should be able to make that. Yep, we're definitely able to make that. You can give me some extra speed here as well. 320 knots.
Contact Los Angeles, Center 119.05, Horizon 2121.
I'm not gonna go faster than 335, otherwise that's just getting too close to the red line. Of course there's a speed restriction of 280 knots on here as well, but there's nobody in front of us, so we'll just go for it like it is. Approaching 3 to go, very good speed. Now we can use a little bit of speed brake here to help us lose that additional airspeed that we've just gained. I'll keep the rate of descent to at least get close to the restriction that we're supposed to have. Let's see, Chicas in the below mode. Yeah, there's nobody next to here whom we could get in conflict with anyway. So he should be more or less back on profile now.
Alaska 307, descend and maintain 15,000, altimeter 2997.
Descend and maintain 15,000, Alaska 307.
My co-pilot just forgot the altimeter read back. So, set. 15,000 checked, set altimeter 2997. And seatbelts on. Slowly catching back up on the path here. Definitely able to make the epic restriction here. I still gotta say I love those US waypoint names like Epic Waves, Nearly Surfer. Nice. I'll keep the rate of descent right now in order to make the restriction. Don't have traffic below us anyway here. 1 to go. 10,000 checked. Descend. So, 2,700 feet high. But I somewhat disagree with it, because I have 42 miles to run over here, and if we take 14 times 3, then yeah, we do come up a little bit high, but it's not quite as bad. At least not with the descent performance that we're getting out of the Phoenix. The VNAV is probably still based on the real aircraft's descent performance, which is a little bit worse. So it doesn't descend as good as the Phoenix does. But anyway, let's go and help it a little bit. That's 2 to go.
Departure at 3,600, climbing 13,000. 5732, radar contact, continue climb 13,000. Continue climb 13,000, Air Shuttle 5732.
So there is some traffic just off to the right. Let's reduce our rate of descent further then. Gonna see him somewhere. No, I can't.
Exit jet 450, Sierra Papa Tango November Sierra 1, departure at N-South 800, climbing, flight level 200.
And speed brake back in.
Radar contact, continue climb, flight level 200, altimeter 29905, Alaska 307, descend and maintain 4,800, contact Travis, approach 119.9er.
Descend and maintain 4,800. Contact Travis. Approach 119.9. Alaska 307.
Continue climb. Flight level 200. Exit jet 450.
Okay. Set. 4,800 checked. Thrust idle, open descent. Travis approach. Is that correct for an arrival to San Francisco? I mean, I always thought it was NorCal approach.
Travis approach, Alaska 307, SFO, arrival at 10,900, descending 4,800. Alaska 307, radar contact, continue descent 4,800. Continue descent 4,800, Alaska 307.
Right then, 10 checks. That's the wrong button. This is the one I'm looking for. So, GPS primary, high accuracy. That looks like all good. And forgot to set the auto brake earlier on. Auto brake's low. Okay then, approach checklist. Briefing, confirmed, ECAM status, checked, seatbelts, on, bar RF, 2997, passing 8, descending 4.8, minimum, 213,
approach at 3,000, runway 28 right, report established on localizer, Alaska 307.
Right, set. And that's 3,000 set. So, via Eddie, cleared for the ILS. And, yeah, minimum's 213, engine mode selector normal, approach checklist complete. So, we're almost there. Landing checks are gonna be next. glide slope alive.
Southwest 3301, climb and maintain. Flight level 200, altimeter 2997, contact.
Just a couple hundred feet high. With the descent performance of the Phoenix, that shouldn't be a problem to intercept at all. So I'm not gonna do too much about it.
Southwest 3301.
We're cleared for the approach. Approach armed. Autopilot 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and hand fly a little bit though. So, you and you. And flaps 1. Speed is checked. Lock star.
Contact Oakland Center 121.25. Maintain 10,000. Contact Oakland Center 121.25.
And flaps 2, that's what gives us the drag in the Phoenix. So now we should be going down quickly and intercepting that glide slope. Yeah, here we go. Look at that tramp vector. $2,000 foot a minute, no problem whatsoever. Flat vectors off, we'll do the rest by hand. 2,500 feet a minute even. That's incredible. That's like really incredible.
Alaska 307 established on localizer.
And here comes the glide slope.
Contact San Francisco
Terrain noted.
Tower 120.5. Contact San Francisco Tower 120.5. Alaska 307. San Francisco Tower, Alaska 307. One final, 2 main right.
Alaska 307, continue approach.
Continue approach, Alaska 307.
Okay. And gear down, flip 3. That's the approach lights inside over there.
Alaska 307, wind 300 degrees at 10 knots, clear to land, 2 main right.
Cleared to land, 2 main right, Alaska 307.
1,000.
Checked. Alright, we're clear to land. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. Landing checklist. Cabin crew, advised, auto thrust off, ECA memo, landing no blue. Landing checklist complete.
$500.
500 continue. A little bit on the fast side here maybe.
100 above.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Ignore the glide slope. That's flight sim
40,
issue.
30, 20. Retard.
And here we are. Flaring that thing is a little bit horrible.
Wind vacated contact ground 121.8.
Wind vacated contact ground 121.8. Alaska 307.
100 knots. $80 knots. Manual brakes. Auto brake disarm. So let's see how FSHud is gonna handle the runway crossing here. On to 1.8.
San Francisco ground, Alaska 307.
That was a
Runway
little fast.
vacated with Tango.
Alaska 307, taxi to gate Golf 7 via Tango Delta Bravo Kilo Alpha Bravo 5 Bravo. Hold short of runway 10 right, 28 left.
Taxi to gate Golf 7 via Tango Delta Bravo Kilo Alpha Bravo 5 Bravo. Hold short of runway 10 right, 28 left. Alaska 307.
Okay, so hold short of the runway, that's what we're doing anyway. Using the moment to clean up then. And that's our after landing items complete. So while we're waiting anyway, let's have a look real quick where they actually want us to go. So Tango, then left onto Delta, Bravo. Where is Kilo? Ah, here. Kilo, so to the right. Then Alpha. Where's Bravo 5? Down there, and Bravo. Okay, that's an interesting taxi routing they came up with. And I do have a feeling that they are not gonna give us a taxi clearance here, are they? Is there actually somebody on the runway right now? Can't see anything. Let's see. Nope, that runway seems clear. Well, okay, I can't be bothered to wait then. Probably it just needs a little bit movement. Maybe I confused the program by stopping in front of the runway. Or maybe the holding point was just a little bit too far away from that runway. Yeah, here we are. It probably just needed that movement.
San Francisco Tower 120.5, Alaska 307. San Francisco Tower, Alaska 307. Request cross runway 10 right, 28 left.
Alaska 307, cross runway 10 right, 28 left. Wind vacated contact
Yeah,
ground
there we are.
121.8.
Cross runway 10 right, 28 left. Wind vacated contact ground 121.8, Alaska 307.
Alright, so we vacate to the left into Delta. And then it's gonna be first right onto Bravo. So Delta is here, then first right on to Bravo, isn't it? Yeah. And 1 to 1.8 again.
San Francisco ground, Alaska 307. Runway
via Delta.
Continue taxi.
Yeah, we are out of Delta already. But we didn't stop either, so... Okay, then Kilo Alpha. So we go left here and then onto Alpha. That's an interesting routing for sure. Don't know why they just don't let us go on Bravo all the way. But they'll probably have their reasoning. Okay, then right on Alpha. And then via Bravo 5 back onto Bravo. Okay, so Bravo 5 is all the way down here. Okay. And then Golf 7 is on the southern side there, okay.
Contact San Francisco Tower 120.5.
Let's get that APU running. So, Bravo 3 next, Bravo 5 should be pretty much at the end then. APU is available, then Yoke hydraulic pump and shut on engine 2. Okay, that's Bravo 4, then Bravo 5 is next. So, over here. Then left onto Bravo again. That gotta be somewhere beyond the gates here. Probably the third line. So, to the left over here, and then the gate should not be quite far out. So, Golf 8, so one further. And Golf 7. Going to cut the line a little bit, because the line is probably made for a larger aircraft than the A320. And yeah, should have cut it even more. Anyway, doesn't matter. Do we have a marshaller somewhere? No? Okay. Then we've just got to park ourselves. Definitely not what you're supposed to do, but I guess what you have to do. Right, that should do. Brake set, APU, avail, shutdown 1. And we've got 20%. So, parking checklist. APU bleed, on. Ground power is here, very good. So APU bleed, off. Engines, off. Seatbelts, off. Exterior lights, set. Fuel pumps, off. Parking brake and shocks. Well, the brakes are set. Parking checklist complete, and you guys can start deboarding. So, that's it, the full flight using FSHud. I would like to thank you very much for joining. Hope that you have enjoyed this one, and hope that you enjoyed seeing me fly the Fenix as well for once in a while. And I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one. Finally, my parking skills, yeah, we need to work on them again a little bit. Anyway, in case you don't know, I have a new Discord channel set up, and the invitation link is going to be in the video description below. Also, please let me know in the comments of the video how you liked it. Give me a like if you really did, and if you really enjoyed it, I would be very happy for a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. However, for now, thank you very much for joining. I'm looking forward to see you all again next time. Have a great weekend, and see you around in the virtual skies.